Hi, this is Katie Weeks, your independent, close to my heart maker. I am more than excited to show you the second card for this month's Stamp of the Month. I used the sentiment that is from our stamp set, Goodbye Isn't Forever. And I also brought in my Stampin' Thin Cut set from the Cozy Up Cardmaking Workshop. And I also brought in an embossing folder, if you can see that. It's a Slimline embossing folder that's called Sprigs and Leaves, and I just cannot wait to show it to you. So if you look at the card here, you can see that beautiful embossing, and I have pre-cut the thin cuts and even pre-stamped some of the leaves for you, and you'll just need to color them in. And can you see that debossing that runs all the way on the inside? This whole card is embossed. I took a Slimline embossing folder and embossed an A2 card so that you see the embossing and the debossed side in the card. Is that not beautiful? I'm so excited. So I'm going to show you one of the early steps that I did that is already going to be done to your kits so that you see it. So you're going to get your kit in an envelope like this. And what I will have done for you, and I want you to see this so you know how to do it yourself. I take my card base and I just use some sage cardstock to cut an A2 size card. And I take my Ranger sprayer and I just mist it like that. That misting will make sure that my cardstock does not crack. That's the advantage of misting it. Then I'm going to put it in my embossing folder. Try to make sure it's straight, and then I will put my sandwich together and I will run it through my die cutting and embossing machine. Here's the reveal, and you will get your card kit with it already embossed like that. Isn't that beautiful? And since I missed it, it will not have cracking. It won't have the cracking in the cardstock at all. Okay, so when you get your kit, you have a little bit of coloring to do and stamping. I'm going to use the dark side of my sage to go on the inside because the inside is that lighter color, right? And I wanted to put something on here so you could write inside the card because that debossed, it's kind of bumpy, right? And it wouldn't be the best place to write. So I wanted a place for you to be able to write a little note and sign your card. And we're going to color up some of these to go inside as well. So the only thing hard about this, and it is not hard at all, the only thing is this lines up perfectly with this, and you just have to figure out which way it goes. And you have to keep turning it until it fits perfectly into the circle. Getting close. Right there. So if I take this right here, and I want to stamp my sentiment. I did Goodbye Isn't Forever, but you can do whatever you would like for a sentiment. And I'm going to use my Paprika ink. You can put the back of the VersaMat underneath this or your stamping foam. Gonna let it sit on there for a second and really soak into that white daisy cardstock. So I actually cut out some of these in white daisy and I cut it out in Mocha so that you have both of them when you put it on your card. This one is going to go on my card first. And you can use a wet glue or your tape runner for this part. And then the next part is you're going to fit it on there. Make sure you know exactly where it fits on. But for this part, I have my all-purpose mat down here because I'm going to take a wet glue. I'm flipping it this way. Yours will not be torn like that, and it's going to get covered up for me anyways once I decorate. I'm using Barely Art Glue. I think some sort of wet glue works best for this. That's just my opinion. I like that the wet glue will allow me to wiggle it into place. And once that dries, I can pull it right off of my mat. So I'm going to put it on my card. And I matched it up pretty good. If it was off a little bit, you could kind of go like this and scoot it into place. The next part is we're going to be coloring all of your leaves. You should have a leaf cluster and then 4 other leaves. These are stamped on, I think, the light side of Almond Cardstock. Almond is retired, but I still use my stash. So I'm going to squeeze my first stamp pad, and I'm starting with Sundance. And then I'm taking a small water brush. You can actually color your leaves however your little heart desires. You can use watercolor pencils or colored pencils. You can use markers, tri-blend markers. You can use watercolor paints. I'm using my stamp pads to watercolor, but you can use whatever you want to color yours in. I stamped these and cut these for you. I stamped with intense black ink so that the color would be pretty set for you and you wouldn't have any problems with it. What's really important is when you do this, you might come back and use it again. So if you want to leave it wet inside there, you can. You do want to wipe it well with a paper towel when you're completely finished with it. I'm going to leave mine open on my desk. And I'm moving on to Nectarine. I'm squeezing. Nectarine is one of our retiring colors. Oh no. We have several colors retiring. I think like 7 maybe. Well, one is the color of the year, so of course it is retiring. But of course that means we get new colors, and those old colors and new colors are available right now. So you have like a very large color palette available. And when we get rid of an old color like that's an orange, we bring in a new one. Next, I'm bringing in Paprika. Stay tuned to see how I bling up this card a little bit at the end. If you are enjoying the content of this video and the other ones on my station, I hope you'll hit that subscribe button below and turn the bell on for all the notifications so that you'll be notified every time I upload a crafty video. And the last one is Cinnamon. This one is, I believe, a retired color from a previous year. I love to use my crafty stash. So when we get new colors, hang on to those old ones. They're going to be things that you come back and use time and time again, and they match some of our old paper packs. So once I'm finished with all of my coloring, I clean off my water brush until it's running clear. And that brush looks pretty clean. And then I start with that lightest color and start wiping out the insides. And I work from the lightest color up to the darkest color. And I keep using different parts of that paper towel. If you close this without wiping it out, you'll dilute your colors. Next thing I'm going to do, and these dry fairly quickly, is I'm going to bring in a couple of Spectrum Noir markers and just doodle however you want. I like to even follow the lines That's a really quick, easy way to color some. I use two different markers. I use the gold Nugget and the burnished copper. Both of them are part of the Spectrum Noir metallic marker line. So I mentioned this is the second card of the Stamp of the Month card kit. The way that you get that card kit is by going to Kati.com, placing a $50 order during the month of August, and then adding on the Stamp of the Month for $5. But if you're a VIP of mine, you can get the stamp set totally free. Goodbye Isn't Forever is the Stamp of the Month stamp set, and it's a great deal. You can get 12 stamp sets for free throughout the year if you choose, and you're earning back credit, 15% credit, every time you place an order. Then we're going to be putting these inside the card. I like to take the first one, put it here. This one, 3D foam tape, and I just continue to layer these leaves around the front of the card. I add one more small leaf to the front, and then I will add a couple of leaves to the inside of the card as well. And as you can see, this comes together pretty quickly, and it is an absolutely gorgeous card. Look at that embossing and debossing. Okay, I promised you some bling, and here we go. So I'm coming in with a butterfly to put up on those little leaves. It is from a retired sequins set, and then I'm adding some other sequins to the front of the card as well. Isn't that beautiful? I hope you've enjoyed watching this, and you will stay tuned. Make sure you check that playlist that's at the end. I will continue to add the third card from this set as well. Please give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video, and make sure you subscribe to my channel and you hit that bell to turn on all the notifications so you'll be notified every time I upload a crafty video. Please leave me a sweet comment below and share this video with your crafty friends as well. It's free, why not share it? Have a great day.